some celebrities find their careers overshadowed by scandals, and for Robert Wagner, it all revolves around one tragic event, the drowning of Natalie Wood. While many remember him as the charming lead from the television series Heart to Heart, the lingering image is that of a man who appeared to be drinking on a boat while his wife faced a dire situation. Now, at 94, Wagner is finally confronting the suspicions that have surrounded him for decades. This revelation opens the door to a deeper examination of the events that night, and the many unanswered questions that have fueled speculation. The circumstances of Wood's death have always been shrouded in mystery, with various accounts and theories painting a complex picture of that fateful evening. As Wagner shares his perspective, it invites a closer look at the timeline of events, the testimonies of those involved, and the broader implications of his statements. The narrative surrounding Wagner is not just about a single incident, it reflects a lifetime of public scrutiny and the weight of unresolved questions that continue to haunt his legacy. Robert Wagner's journey to Hollywood stardom began in humble surroundings with parents working ordinary jobs as a phone operator and a traveling salesman in Detroit, Michigan. Born in 1930, Wagner's upbringing may not have been glamorous, but it laid the foundation for his future success in the entertainment industry. Growing up in a modest household, he learned the values of hard work and perseverance from an early age. His family life was typical of many American families during that time, filled with the challenges and joys of everyday life. Wagner's interest in acting sparked during his teenage years, leading him to pursue opportunities in local theater. His charm and good looks quickly caught the attention of talent scouts, setting the stage for his eventual move to Hollywood. Despite the initial struggles of adapting to the competitive world of acting, Wagner's determination and talent shone through. He began landing small roles in films and television, gradually building a reputation as a promising young actor. This early phase of his life, marked by both challenges and triumphs, played a crucial role in shaping the man who would become a beloved figure in the entertainment industry. As a teenager, Wagner's aspirations took a leap when he did a screen test for acclaimed director and producer Fred Zinnemann. Despite the lack of praise and immediate success from the test, it ignited Wagner's passion for acting and motivated him to pursue his dreams further. Taking matters into his own hands, he sought out an agent, determined to carve out a path in the world of entertainment. His perseverance paid off when he secured a contract with 20th Century Fox Studios, marking the beginning of his professional acting career. This pivotal moment set the stage for Wagner to explore various roles and showcase his talent in films and television. His early experiences shaped his dedication to the craft, leading him to become a well-respected figure in Hollywood. The journey from a hopeful teenager to a recognized actor illustrates the importance of resilience and determination in achieving one's dreams. Meeting Natalie Wood marked a significant moment in Robert Wagner's life. His time at the studio not only opened doors for his acting career, but also introduced him to a young Natalie Wood, who was already making a name for herself in Hollywood. At that time, Wood was an established actress, known for her talent and charm. When she first encountered Wagner, she was captivated by his presence. This initial meeting left a lasting impression on her. In a moment of youthful certainty, she famously told her mother that she would one day marry him. This declaration was not just a whimsical thought. It was a prediction that would eventually come true, not once but twice in her lifetime. Their relationship would evolve over the years, leading to a marriage that captured the public's attention. The connection between Wagner and Wood was profound, shaped by their shared experiences in the film industry and their personal lives. Their story is a testament to the unpredictable nature of love and destiny. After his initial successes in Hollywood, Robert Wagner's career took an intriguing turn with his role in the 1953 film Titanic, alongside legendary actress Barbara Stanwyck. This film marked a significant moment in Wagner's career, showcasing his talent and charm. However, behind the scenes, Wagner harbored a secret romance with Stanwyck, who was significantly older than him, 23 years to be precise. Their relationship was a closely guarded secret, as the dynamics of Hollywood at the time were quite different from today. Despite their connection and the chemistry they shared on screen, the studios were hesitant to promote Wagner as a leading man based on this unconventional relationship. Instead, they opted to pair him with younger co-stars, which affected the trajectory of his career. This decision reflected the industry's reluctance to embrace relationships that defied traditional norms, ultimately shaping Wagner's path in the competitive world of film. In a twist of fate, Wagner's path crossed with Natalie Wood, leading to a partnership that captured the public's imagination. Despite Wood being 8 years his junior, she boasted a wealth of acting experience, having already established herself as a talented actress in Hollywood. Wagner, on the other hand, embodied the charming boy-next-door persona that resonated with audiences. Their on-screen chemistry was undeniable, and it soon translated off-screen, drawing them closer together. As their relationship blossomed, Wagner found himself planning a romantic proposal to Wood. He envisioned a moment filled with elegance and surprise, complete with an engagement ring floating in a glass of champagne. This thoughtful gesture reflected his deep affection for her and his desire to create a memorable experience. Their love story became a topic of fascination, as fans eagerly followed their journey, captivated by the allure of their romance and the magic they created together in both film and life. As their love story unfolded, Wagner and Wood became synonymous with Hollywood romance, captivating audiences with their seemingly idyllic relationship. Their connection was marked by a shared passion for the sea, which often served as a backdrop for their time together. They enjoyed sailing and spending time on the water, creating a picturesque image of love and adventure. However, beneath this surface of romance lay unresolved issues and simmering tensions that would later complicate their relationship. Friends and family expressed concerns about the dynamics between the two, sensing that their love was not as perfect as it appeared. Despite these warnings, Wagner and Wood forged ahead, seemingly blissful and unaware of the storm that lay ahead. Their story was one of passion and charm, yet it was also tinged with the complexities that often accompany deep emotional connections. The allure of their romance drew many in, but the underlying struggles hinted at a more complicated reality. Despite their undeniable chemistry and Hollywood glamour, Robert Wagner and Natalie Wood's relationship faced its share of challenges and quirks. One notable aspect was Wagner's passion for sailing, which he cherished deeply. This love for the sea led him to plan a romantic yacht trip in the Florida Keys for their honeymoon, envisioning a perfect getaway filled with sun, sea, and adventure. However, there was a significant hitch in this idyllic plan. Wood had a deep-seated fear of dark or deep water, which cast a shadow of apprehension over their romantic escape. This fear created tension, as Wagner's enthusiasm for sailing clashed with Wood's anxiety about the ocean's depths. The couple had to navigate not only the waters of the Florida Keys, but also the emotional currents of their relationship. This dynamic highlighted the complexities of their bond, where passion and fear intertwined, shaping their experiences together. The sailing trip, meant to be a celebration of their love, became a reflection of the challenges they faced as a couple, illustrating that even in the most glamorous of relationships, personal fears can create waves that must be addressed. During their time together, Robert Wagner and Natalie Wood became one of Hollywood's most beloved couples, drawing significant public attention. As they embarked on a road trip across the country, their journey was marked by excitement and fascination. Radio stations eagerly reported sightings of the couple as they drove down highways, creating a buzz that captivated fans. Crowds gathered in small towns along their route, all hoping for a glimpse of the iconic duo. The media frenzy surrounding them highlighted not only their star power, but also the public's deep interest in their relationship. Fans would line the streets, cheering and waving as Wagner and Wood passed by, embodying the glamour and allure of Hollywood in that era. Their presence sparked joy and admiration, making every stop along their journey a memorable event. This intense media attention reflected the couple's status as symbols of romance and charm in the entertainment industry, leaving a lasting impression on those who witnessed their travels. While the public adored Robert Wagner and his on-screen partner, critics remained skeptical, hesitant to fully embrace their celebrity romance. Their professional bar in the film All the Fine Young Cannibals mirrored the highs and lows of their personal lives. Despite their star power, the movie received lukewarm reviews, with critics dissecting every aspect of their on-screen chemistry. The film attempted to showcase the complexities of love and ambition, but many felt it fell short of expectations. Critics pointed out that while Wagner and his co-star had undeniable charisma, their performances lacked the depth needed to elevate the material. This scrutiny reflected a broader challenge faced by actors in the public eye, where personal relationships can overshadow professional achievements. The film's mixed reception highlighted the difficulty of balancing personal and professional lives, especially in an industry that often scrutinizes every move. The pressures of fame and the expectations of audiences can create a challenging environment for actors, making it hard to navigate both their careers and personal relationships. Despite the apparent glamour of their public image, Robert Wagner and Natalie Wood's marriage was far from a fairy tale. Their picturesque appearances aboard yachts and at glamorous events masked the underlying issues in their relationship. The failure of the film All the Fine Young Cannibals highlighted the challenges they faced, particularly as Wood's career began to soar while Wagner's seemed to stall. This shift created a strain on Wagner's ego, as he struggled to cope with the reality of his wife's rising stardom. While Wood was gaining recognition and acclaim, Wagner found himself grappling with feelings of inadequacy and jealousy. The contrast between their careers became increasingly difficult for him to accept, leading to tension in their marriage. As Wood's star continued to ascend rapidly, the cracks in their relationship became more pronounced, revealing the complexities of love and ambition in the world of Hollywood. The pressures of their respective careers ultimately took a toll on their bond, illustrating that even the most glamorous lives can be fraught with personal struggles. However, deeper issues were at play that threatened to tear the couple apart. Natalie Wood's involvement in the film Splendor in the Grass brought her into contact with Warren Beatty, a notorious ladies' man. As they worked together, rumors began to swirl about a romantic entanglement between Wood and Beatty. This speculation added further strain to Wood's marriage to Robert Wagner. The intense nature of their on-screen relationship and the chemistry they shared fueled gossip and concern among fans and the media alike. Wagner, already facing the pressures of Hollywood and the demands of his career, found himself grappling with the implications of these rumors. The situation became increasingly complicated as Wood's rising star and Beatty's reputation for charm and flirtation created a perfect storm of jealousy and insecurity. The couple's relationship was tested as they navigated the challenges of trust and fidelity in the public eye, leading to a tumultuous period in their lives. While speculation about Natalie Wood's alleged infidelity with Warren Beatty gained traction, another scandalous rumor emerged that implicated Robert Wagner himself. According to Wood's sister, Lana Wood, she returned home unexpectedly one day to find Wagner in a compromising position with another man. This shocking revelation could have spelled the end of Wagner's career in the conservative Hollywood of the time. The atmosphere in the film industry was particularly unforgiving towards any hint of scandal, especially those involving sexual orientation. The implications of such a situation could have led to severe repercussions for Wagner, who was a prominent actor known for his charm and leading man status. The incident not only threatened his public image, but also raised questions about the dynamics of his relationship with Wood. The combination of these rumors created a complex narrative that surrounded Wagner, intertwining his personal life with the public's fascination with celebrity scandals. The potential fallout from this revelation could have altered the trajectory of his career and personal life in significant ways. In the face of rumors and challenges surrounding his relationship with Natalie Wood, Robert Wagner chose to remain silent about the true nature of their connection. After his split from Wood, Wagner wasted no time in moving on to his next chapter. In 1963, he exchanged vows with Marion Marshall Donnan, an actress known for her roles in the lively comedies of Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis. Their marriage marked a new beginning for Wagner, and just a year later, they welcomed a daughter, Katie Wagner, into the world. This new family dynamic provided Wagner with a fresh start, allowing him to focus on his career and personal life. While the past with Wood lingered in the public eye, Wagner embraced his role as a husband and father, navigating the complexities of life in the spotlight. His ability to adapt and move forward showcased his resilience during a time of significant change. While Wagner seemed content in his marriage to Donnan, his career was facing a downturn, prompting him to seek new opportunities. Despite his charm and good looks, Wagner found himself struggling to secure roles in the evolving landscape of Hollywood. The film industry was changing, and he lamented the dearth of parts for leading men like himself. Many film scripts leaned towards anti-hero characters, leaving little room for the traditional leading man roles that had once defined his career. This shift in storytelling and character development made it increasingly difficult for him to find suitable projects. As he navigated this challenging period, Wagner had to adapt to the new trends in filmmaking, which often favored complex, flawed characters over the classic heroes he was known for portraying. The struggle to remain relevant in a rapidly changing industry weighed heavily on him, as he sought to redefine his place in Hollywood while maintaining the essence of his earlier success. Turning his sights to television, Wagner found success portraying a suave ex-convict in the hit series It Takes a Thief. The show, which aired in the late 1960s, showcased Wagner's charm and acting skills, quickly becoming a favorite among viewers. This role revitalized Wagner's career, allowing him to transition from film to the small screen effectively. However, while his professional life flourished, his personal life faced its own challenges. His marriage to actress Natalie Wood's former husband, Richard Dunnan, eventually came to an end in 1971, marking the conclusion of their union. This period was not without its complications, as shortly thereafter, Wagner found himself briefly entangled with Tina Sinatra, the daughter of the legendary Frank Sinatra. Their relationship added a layer of intrigue to Wagner's life, as he navigated the complexities of fame and personal relationships during a transformative time in his career. Following the end of his relationship with Tina, Robert Wagner found himself reflecting on his past, particularly his connection with Natalie Wood. The news of Wood's divorce stirred up a mix of emotions within him, prompting a desire to reconnect. Wagner had previously enjoyed a romantic relationship with Wood, and the thought of rekindling that bond became increasingly appealing. He swiftly extended an invitation to Wood, asking her to visit him at his Palm Springs residence. This invitation was layered with complexity, as the intentions behind it were not entirely clear. While Wagner had been moving forward in his life, proposing to Tina and spending time at Frank Sinatra's estate, the revelation of Wood's situation made him reconsider his path. The invitation to Wood was a significant moment, marking a potential shift in Wagner's romantic life as he navigated the feelings that had resurfaced. The dynamics of their past relationship loomed large in his mind, and the prospect of reconnecting with Wood added a new chapter to his story. During Wood's visit to Palm Springs, the atmosphere was charged with unexpected emotions. It seemed that the past was not so easily forgotten as Robert Wagner and Natalie Wood found themselves drawn to each other once again. Their reunion took many by surprise, as the couple had a history filled with both love and heartache. The desert oasis of Palm Springs became the backdrop for this rekindled romance, where the two shared moments that hinted at a deeper connection. The public was captivated when Wagner and Wood made a bold statement at the 1972 Oscar ceremony, openly revealing their relationship to the world. This moment was not just a reunion, it was a declaration that sparked interest and nostalgia among fans and the media alike. The couple's appearance together stirred sentiments of romance and longing, reminding everyone of their once passionate love story. As they walked the red carpet, the glances exchanged between them spoke volumes, leaving many to wonder if their bond was purely friendship or something more intimate. The event marked a significant moment in their lives, reigniting discussions about their past and the enduring nature of their feelings for one another. The public's fascination with their relationship only grew, as they became a symbol of love that could withstand the test of time. Wood's sister remarked that their reconciliation was met with widespread sentimentalism. However, fate would soon intervene as the couple embarked on a fateful voyage in June 1972. Wagner and Wood embarked on a voyage aboard the Queen Elizabeth II, opting for a classic Atlantic crossing. Wagner, accompanied by the legendary Bette Davis, was en route to promote a new TV movie. The journey was meant to symbolize a fresh start for the couple, rekindling their love while sailing the open seas. Yet, despite the apparent happiness of the moment, ominous clouds loomed on the horizon. The voyage was filled with hope and excitement, but it also carried an undercurrent of uncertainty. As they sailed, the couple faced not only the vastness of the ocean but also the complexities of their relationship. The Atlantic crossing became a pivotal moment, representing both a new beginning and the challenges that lay ahead. The journey was marked by a mix of joy and apprehension, setting the stage for events that would change their lives forever. As Queen Elizabeth II sailed across the Atlantic, what was meant to be a romantic voyage turned into a nightmare for Natalie Wood. The once calm waters became tumultuous, with waves reaching staggering heights of up to 70 feet, relentlessly battering the ship for 4 days. Instead of serving as a backdrop for romance, the storm only amplified Wood's deep-seated fear of the water. This fear was not new. It had haunted her for years. Some might say it was nature's way of warning against their reunion, as the couple had a complicated history filled with passion and turmoil. Despite the chaos around them, Wagner and Wood persisted in seeking solace in an unconventional manner. They found themselves navigating not only the physical storm, but also the emotional turbulence of their relationship. The experience tested their bond, forcing them to confront their fears and insecurities. In the midst of the raging sea, they clung to each other, hoping to find peace amid the chaos. In the midst of the tempest, Wagner and Wood retreated to the sanctuary of their cabin, where they indulged in champagne, caviar, and each other's company. Locked away from the chaos outside, they either remained oblivious to the raging storm, or embraced it as a reminder of their mortality. The howling winds and crashing waves outside created an atmosphere that was both thrilling and terrifying. As they shared intimate moments, the storm outside mirrored the tumult of their emotions, heightening their connection. This near-death experience seemed to catalyze a significant decision. Upon finally reaching the safety of land in the UK, Wagner and Wood made a surprising choice. They decided to reaffirm their commitment to each other by exchanging vows once again. This act was not just a formality but a deep expression of their love and dedication, solidified by the trials they had faced together. The experience transformed their relationship, making it stronger and more profound. Perhaps it was the adrenaline-fueled fear of their time at sea that spurred them to rekindle their marital bond. The couple had faced numerous challenges during their nautical adventures, which tested their relationship in ways they had not anticipated. Despite the turmoil they had endured, it appeared that they had not fully grasped the gravity of their ordeal. Their decision to remarry seemed to echo a previous disregard for the dangers of the sea, as if the thrill of the ocean had overshadowed the risks involved. The venue chosen for their second wedding reflected this sentiment perfectly. They opted for a picturesque location that overlooked the vast expanse of the ocean, a place where the waves crashed against the shore, and the salty breeze filled the air. This setting served as a reminder of both the beauty and unpredictability of the sea, symbolizing their love's resilience and the challenges they had overcome. The ceremony was intimate, surrounded by close friends and family who understood the couple's journey. The ocean, with its endless horizon, stood as a witness to their renewed commitment, a testament to their shared experiences and the bond that had weathered the storms of life. As they exchanged vows once more, the sound of the waves provided a rhythmic backdrop, echoing the heartbeat of their love story. The couple embraced the moment, fully aware of the risks yet drawn to the allure of the sea, ready to navigate whatever challenges lay ahead together. It was as if they were tempting fate, oblivious to the ominous signs that had preceded their reunion. Despite their harrowing experience at sea, Robert Wagner and Natalie Wood seemed undeterred by the dangers of maritime ventures. For their second wedding, they opted for a nautical-themed celebration, exchanging vows aboard the yacht Ramblin' Rose in a picturesque ceremony off the coast of Malibu. The setting was idyllic, with the sun shining brightly and the gentle waves lapping against the hull of the boat. Friends and family gathered to witness the couple's commitment to each other, creating a warm and intimate atmosphere. Following the festivities, the newlyweds embarked on a romantic voyage to Catalina Island. They basked in the bliss of their renewed union, enjoying the beauty of the ocean and the joy of being together once more. The couple's love story was marked by passion and drama, and this celebration was a testament to their enduring bond, even in the face of past challenges. Catalina Island holds a unique place in the story of Robert Wagner and Natalie Wood. Their decision to rename their yacht from Challenger to Splendor was inspired by Wood's favorite poem by Wordsworth. This seemingly innocent act, however, carried deeper implications. For Wagner, the new name served as a constant reminder of Wood's past relationship with Warren Beatty during the filming of Splendor in the Grass. The affair, though a chapter-long close, cast a shadow over their marriage. Wagner's feelings of jealousy and insecurity were stirred each time he looked at the yacht. The choice of name, meant to honor Wood's literary affection, instead became a symbol of the complexities in their relationship. The idyllic setting of Catalina Island, often associated with romance and adventure, contrasted sharply with the emotional turmoil that lingered beneath the surface. This intertwining of love, jealousy, and memory on the waters surrounding Catalina Island adds a layer of intrigue to their story, making it one of Hollywood's enduring mysteries. As Robert Wagner's career soared with the success of his TV show Heart to Heart, his marriage to Natalie Wood faced new challenges. Wood, once the reigning star of Hollywood, found herself grappling with a declining career as Wagner's popularity surged. The show, which featured Wagner and his co-star Stephanie Powers, became a significant hit, captivating audiences with its blend of romance and mystery. Viewers were drawn to the palpable chemistry between Wagner and Powers, which often blurred the lines between fiction and reality. Their on-screen partnership was so compelling that it sparked conversations among fans and critics alike, leading to speculation about the nature of their relationship. However, this professional camaraderie stirred up emotions closer to home, as Wood struggled with feelings of insecurity and jealousy. The dynamic between Wagner and Powers, while purely professional, added strain to Wagner's marriage, highlighting the complexities of love and ambition in the entertainment industry. In a moment of spontaneity, Wood decided to surprise Wagner on the set of Heart to Heart, bringing along their daughters. Little did she expect to stumble upon a scene being filmed, one that would leave a lasting impression on her and the children. Caught in the midst of a love scene, Wagner's portrayal of passion was so authentic that it elicited tears from his daughters. The emotional weight of the scene seemed to resonate deeply with them, hinting at a complexity in their parents' relationship that was not immediately visible. Whether it was the authenticity of Wagner's acting or an underlying truth about their family dynamics, the children's emotional response suggested a profound understanding of love and connection. This unexpected moment on set became a poignant memory, illustrating how art can reflect and sometimes reveal the intricacies of real life. The experience not only surprised Wood, but also opened a window into the emotional landscape of their family, leaving an indelible mark on all involved. Wood's reaction to the scene remained understated, but behind her calm exterior, a quiet storm brooded, as she explained the nature of Wagner's profession to their daughters. This moment was significant, as it revealed her internal struggle with feelings of disillusionment and betrayal. The weight of her emotions was palpable, hinting at the complexities of their relationship and the challenges that lay ahead. As Wood navigated this pivotal moment, it set the stage for her silent contemplation and eventual retaliation. Her career faced numerous challenges, yet she persevered and secured a role in the sci-fi film Brainstorm. This film brought her alongside acclaimed actors, including Christopher Walken, and marked a turning point in her professional journey. The dynamics of her personal life intertwined with her career, creating a rich tapestry of experiences that shaped her path. The tension between her public persona and private struggles became a defining aspect of her narrative, influencing both her choices and her performances. Despite the lukewarm reception from critics, Wood found herself drawn to Walken as suggested by her sister Lana. This admiration may have fueled Wood's decision to extend an invitation to Walken for Thanksgiving dinner in 1981. What was meant to be a relaxing holiday turned into a potential powder keg of emotions. Thanksgiving aboard the Splendor, their yacht, took an unexpected turn with Walken's presence. The atmosphere was charged, as the gathering included not just Wood and Walken, but also her husband, Robert Wagner. Tensions simmered beneath the surface, as the dynamics of their relationships were complex and layered. The holiday, typically a time for warmth and family, became a stage for unresolved feelings and unspoken words. Guests were likely aware of the underlying tension, making the dinner a memorable yet uncomfortable experience. The combination of past connections and current circumstances created an environment ripe for conflict, leaving everyone to navigate the emotional landscape of the evening. Feeling the pressure of Christopher Walken's esteemed reputation, Robert Wagner may have found himself in an uncomfortable position during a gathering on a yacht. The yacht's name served as a constant reminder of Natalie Wood's past affair with Warren Beatty, adding an extra layer of tension to the evening. The dinner at a restaurant in Avalon, California, was marked by heavy drinking, which did not go unnoticed by the staff. Reports from the restaurant hinted at underlying tensions among the trio, suggesting that the atmosphere was charged. Wagner, already feeling like the third wheel, may have struggled with feelings of inadequacy as he shared the space with two prominent figures. The excessive alcohol consumption likely exacerbated the situation, leading to an environment where emotions could easily flare. The combination of past relationships and current dynamics created a complex web of interactions that left an impression on those observing the scene. As the evening unfolded at the restaurant, a subtle unease began to settle over Wagner. He could not shake the feeling that something was amiss. Watching Wood and Walken interact, he noticed their camaraderie, which had blossomed during the filming of Brainstorm. Their close bond seemed to extend beyond mere friendship, and this realization gnawed at him. The laughter they shared and the ease of their conversation felt like a potential threat to his marriage. Wagner's mind raced with thoughts of jealousy, wondering if Wood's connection with Walken was more than just professional. Each smile exchanged between them deepened his discomfort, and he felt increasingly isolated in his own thoughts. The atmosphere in the restaurant, once filled with the joy of good food and company, now felt heavy with unspoken tension. Wagner's heart raced as he contemplated the implications of this growing bond, sensing that the events of this night would forever alter the trajectory of their lives. The mounting jealousy was not just a fleeting emotion, it was a harbinger of the turmoil that lay ahead, casting a long shadow over the relationships that mattered most to him. As they made their way back to Splendor on the dinghy, the atmosphere was thick with tension. Despite attempts to brush off his concerns, the combination of intoxication and jealousy gnawed at Robert Wagner. The trio, along with Captain Davern, continued to indulge in alcohol, which only heightened the unease among them. Conflicting accounts from Wagner, Christopher Walken, and Davern further clouded the events of that fateful night. Some details aligned, while others veered in opposite directions, creating a murky picture of what truly happened. However, one grim truth remained constant: Natalie Wood's life had come to a tragic end. The circumstances surrounding her death left many questions unanswered, and the emotional weight of that night lingered heavily on Wagner. The memories of that evening would haunt him, as the blend of jealousy and regret intertwined with the sorrow of losing a loved one. The tragic events on that night would forever mark a significant chapter in their lives, leaving a lasting impact on all involved. The following morning, the grim reality set in as Wood's lifeless body was discovered floating near the boat's dinghy, approximately a mile from Splendor. An autopsy revealed signs of heavy alcohol consumption and superficial bruises on her body, suggesting a struggle. At first glance, it appeared to be a straightforward accidental drowning that occurred when Wood was attempting to get on the dinghy from the main boat. However, it turns out there was nothing straightforward about this case, nothing at all. The circumstances surrounding her death raised many questions. Friends and family were left in shock, struggling to understand how a fun evening could lead to such a tragic outcome. The investigation revealed inconsistencies in the accounts of those who were present that night. Speculation grew, and theories emerged about what might have happened. The mystery deepened as more details came to light, leading to a complex narrative that captivated the public, and left many wondering about the truth behind Wood's untimely demise. As authorities delved deeper into the circumstances surrounding Natalie Wood's tragic death, they turned their attention to Robert Wagner for answers. In his initial interviews conducted shortly after the drowning, Wagner's narrative remained consistent. He claimed that Wood had retired to bed early, and upon discovering her absence from their room, he noticed the dinghy was also gone. However, during a subsequent interview conducted a few days later, Wagner introduced a new detail that raised eyebrows. He mentioned that he had heard a commotion on the boat, and that he had been searching for Wood. This change in his story led investigators to question the timeline and the events that transpired that night. The inconsistencies in Wagner's accounts prompted further scrutiny, as authorities sought to piece together the moments leading up to Wood's death. The focus on Wagner intensified as they examined the dynamics of their relationship and the circumstances surrounding the tragic incident. The investigation into Natalie Wood's death remains a topic of interest, with many still seeking clarity on the events that unfolded that fateful night. During the second interview, Wagner recalled an event that took place after Natalie Wood had retired to her room. He mentioned that Christopher Walken had stepped out onto the deck for some fresh air. This detail sparked speculation about Wagner's motives. Some wondered if he was trying to divert suspicion away from himself and onto Walken. The official investigation initially leaned towards the conclusion that Wood's death was accidental. However, as more peculiar facts emerged, doubts began to surface regarding this theory. The circumstances surrounding her death became increasingly complex, leading to questions about the events that unfolded that night. Wagner's recollection of Walken's presence added another layer to the narrative, prompting further scrutiny of the relationships and dynamics among those involved. The interplay of these elements created a web of intrigue that continued to captivate public interest, as many sought to understand the truth behind the tragic incident. Wood's documented fear of dark water and drowning raises significant questions about her decision to venture onto a dinghy in the dead of night. This fear was well known among her friends and family, making her actions that evening seem puzzling and alarming. The circumstances surrounding her choice to go out on the water, especially given her anxiety, suggest a deeper complexity to the events that unfolded. As the investigation progressed, additional anomalies began to surface, hinting at a more troubling reality. Witnesses reported unusual behavior and inconsistencies in the accounts of those present that night. These discrepancies fueled speculation and concern, leading to a broader examination of the relationships and dynamics at play. The tragic events of that night were not merely a result of a simple accident, but seemed to involve layers of emotional turmoil and unresolved issues. This complexity adds to the mystery surrounding Wood's fate, leaving many to ponder the true nature of what happened in those dark waters. Amidst the swirl of speculation and suspicion surrounding Natalie Wood's untimely death, the role of the coroner, Dr. Thomas Noguchi, added another layer of intrigue to the investigation. His findings were critical in shaping public perception and the narrative surrounding the tragic event. Despite the presence of certain indicators that might have pointed towards foul play, Noguchi seemingly took great care to mitigate any implications of wrongdoing on the part of Robert Wagner or anyone else involved. His autopsy report concluded that Wood had drowned, but it also noted bruises on her body, which raised questions about the circumstances leading to her death. Noguchi's approach was methodical, focusing on the evidence at hand while navigating the intense media scrutiny and public interest. His decisions and statements were pivotal, as they influenced how the case was viewed by both the public and law enforcement. The coroner's role in this high-profile case highlighted the complexities of forensic investigation, especially when intertwined with celebrity culture and personal relationships. By downplaying factors such as Wood's alcohol consumption and the significance of the bruises found on her body, Noguchi appeared to be steering the narrative away from implicating Wagner in any wrongdoing. This approach raised questions about the coroner's reluctance to entertain the possibility of foul play. Delving into Noguchi's past sheds light on his approach to high-profile cases. He had a reputation for being meticulous and thorough, yet his handling of the Wood case seemed to reflect a desire to maintain a certain narrative. This could be attributed to the intense media scrutiny and the high-profile nature of the individuals involved. Noguchi's previous experiences with celebrity cases may have influenced his decisions, leading him to prioritize a narrative that avoided scandal. His actions in the Wood case suggest a complex interplay between professional integrity and the pressures of public perception, leaving many to wonder about the true circumstances surrounding her tragic death. Facing criticism and scrutiny in a prior case involving the accidental death of actor William Holden, Noguchi was accused of oversharing sensitive details, particularly regarding Holden's level of intoxication. This incident left a mark on his professional reputation. As a result, Noguchi was particularly cautious in his approach to the highly publicized deaths of Robert Wagner and Natalie Wood. The intense media attention surrounding these cases heightened the stakes for him. He understood that any misstep could lead to further backlash. Therefore, he was keen to avoid a repeat of the controversy that had followed him after the Holden case. This awareness influenced his handling of the investigation, as he aimed to maintain a level of professionalism and sensitivity that would not provoke public outrage. The scrutiny he faced in the past served as a reminder of the delicate balance required in dealing with high-profile cases, especially when they involve beloved figures in the entertainment industry. Adding to the intrigue was the curious coincidence linking Natalie Wood's tragic demise to another high-profile accident involving William Holden. Holden, a well-known actor, was romantically involved with Stephanie Powers, who co-starred with Robert Wagner in the hit television series Heart to Heart. The timing of these two accidents occurring within weeks of each other raised eyebrows and fueled speculation about potential foul play. Many people began to connect the dots between the individuals involved, wondering if there was a deeper story behind these unfortunate events. The fact that both incidents involved prominent figures in the entertainment industry only intensified the public's interest. As details emerged, theories circulated, suggesting that the connections between Wagner, Powers, Wood, and Holden were more than mere coincidences. This web of relationships and the tragic outcomes left many questioning the circumstances surrounding these accidents, leading to ongoing discussions and investigations into the events that transpired. Amidst these unsettling circumstances, Robert Wagner found himself navigating a delicate balance of managing the fallout and public perception surrounding both incidents. The tragic drowning of his wife, Natalie Wood, in 1981, cast a long shadow over his life and career. As investigations unfolded, questions lingered, and the truth behind these tragic events remained elusive. Wagner's behavior towards the boat's captain, Dennis Davern, raised eyebrows and fueled speculation about his motives. Many wondered if Wagner was attempting to control the narrative or distance himself from the incident. Davern later claimed that Wagner had been uncooperative during the investigation, which only intensified public scrutiny. The media frenzy surrounding Wood's death and Wagner's involvement created a complex web of emotions and reactions. As a prominent actor, Wagner faced immense pressure to maintain his image while dealing with the grief and confusion that followed. The combination of personal loss and public speculation made it challenging for him to find peace in the aftermath of such a tragic event. Rather than allowing Davern to freely speak about the events of that fateful night, Wagner seemed determined to keep him under close scrutiny. Davern, who had initially stayed at Wagner's residence, found himself subject to stringent security measures. Alarms were installed, and bodyguards were stationed at the door, creating an atmosphere of tension and unease. The question lingered: why was Wagner so apprehensive about Davern sharing his account of what transpired? This situation raised eyebrows and fueled speculation about the nature of their relationship and the events that unfolded. Many wondered if Wagner feared that Davern's version of the story could contradict his own narrative or reveal details that he preferred to keep hidden. The protective measures taken by Wagner suggested a deep concern over the potential implications of Davern's words. As the days passed, the atmosphere grew more charged, with both men aware that the truth of that night remained shrouded in mystery, leaving many unanswered questions in its wake. Adding to the intrigue were Wagner's efforts to seemingly ingratiate himself with Davern. Despite Davern's lack of interest in acting, Wagner facilitated opportunities for him to appear in commercials, and even secured a small role for him in Heart to Heart. While these gestures could be interpreted as acts of friendship or gratitude, Wagner's subsequent actions cast doubt on his true intentions. The relationship between Wagner and Davern was complex, as it appeared that Wagner was trying to draw Davern into the entertainment world, even though Davern did not share the same passion for acting. This dynamic raised questions about whether Wagner's motivations were genuinely supportive, or if there was a deeper, perhaps more self-serving reason behind his actions. The contrast between Wagner's outward friendliness and the underlying tension created a sense of mystery around their interactions, leaving observers to wonder about the true nature of their relationship and the implications it held for both men. Further complicating matters was Wagner's apparent attempt to buy Davern's silence in addition to providing career opportunities. Wagner reportedly offered Davern significant sums of money without apparent justification. This behavior raised eyebrows among those close to Davern. His friends warned him that accepting such payments could be interpreted as hush money. They suggested that Wagner might have something to hide, and was intent on silencing Davern. The situation created a cloud of suspicion around Wagner, as the motives behind these financial offers were questioned. Many wondered if Wagner was trying to cover up something from the past, or if he simply wanted to maintain control over the narrative surrounding his career and personal life. The implications of these actions led to a deeper investigation into the relationship between Wagner and Davern, highlighting the complexities of trust and loyalty in the entertainment industry. The dynamics of their interactions became a focal point for those analyzing the situation, as it raised ethical questions about the lengths to which individuals might go to protect their reputations. However, the mystery surrounding Davern's silence about Robert Wagner raises many questions. Davern, who was close to Natalie Wood, often hinted that he held vital information regarding her tragic death. His behavior over the years has been puzzling, as he alternated between suggesting he knew more than he revealed, and then refusing to share any details. This pattern has fueled speculation about Wagner's possible involvement in Wood's demise. Many wonder what exactly Davern knew that made him choose silence. Was he protecting Wagner, or was there something more complex at play? The relationship between Davern and Wagner remains shrouded in secrecy, with Davern's hints only deepening the intrigue. The lengths to which Wagner might have gone to ensure Davern kept his secrets are also a point of speculation. This enigmatic situation continues to captivate those interested in the tragic story of Natalie Wood and the people surrounding her. One can't help but wonder if Davern's reticence to share stems from ongoing pressure or intimidation tactics employed by Wagner to ensure his silence. With Davern remaining tight-lipped, the spotlight shifted back to Wagner and his version of the events of that fateful night. In his 1986 biography Heart to Heart with Robert Wagner, the actor offered his perspective on the tragedy. Wagner described the events surrounding the incident, emphasizing his feelings and thoughts during that time. He portrayed himself as a caring husband, expressing deep sorrow over the loss. Wagner's narrative focused on his emotional state and the impact of the tragedy on his life and career. He sought to clarify misunderstandings and present his side of the story, which he felt was often overshadowed by speculation and rumors. This biography became a significant part of his public persona, as it allowed him to address the controversy while maintaining his image as a beloved actor. The complexities of the situation left many questions unanswered, and the differing accounts only fueled public intrigue. Wagner suggested that Wood fell overboard while attempting to secure a loose rope on the dinghy, driven by the noise it made knocking against the boat, which disturbed her sleep. This explanation, however, conveniently sidestepped critical questions surrounding the reported argument between the trio, Wood's visible bruises, and Walken's alleged flirtations. The incident raised many eyebrows, as it seemed to gloss over the complexities of the relationships involved. Witnesses and friends of Wood noted that she had been in a troubled state leading up to that night, and the dynamics between Wagner, Wood, and Walken were often scrutinized. The argument that night was said to have been heated, and many wondered if it played a role in the tragic events that followed. The presence of bruises on Wood's body added to the mystery, leading to speculation about what truly happened during those final moments. The narrative presented by Wagner left many unanswered questions, fueling ongoing discussions about the circumstances surrounding Wood's untimely death. Yet tensions escalated aboard the Splendor that fateful night, as Captain Davern finally shared his long-held account of the events. His testimony revealed a scene filled with conflict and emotional turmoil. According to Davern, Robert Wagner, fueled by alcohol and jealousy, confronted Christopher Walken in a fit of rage. This confrontation was not merely a casual disagreement. It was a moment charged with intense emotions. Wagner allegedly accused Walken of trying to steal Natalie Wood away from him, which heightened the already fraught atmosphere on the boat. The dynamics among the three individuals, Wagner, Walken, and Wood, were complex, and Davern's account suggested that the underlying tensions had been simmering for some time. The night was marked by a sense of impending disaster, as personal grievances and emotional struggles came to a head. This testimony added a new layer of complexity to the narrative surrounding the tragic events that unfolded, challenging the previously held perceptions of that night. As the night progressed aboard the Splendor, the tension between the individuals reached a boiling point. The confrontation escalated, leading to Walken hastily retreating to his room, while Wood stormed off in frustration. However, the situation was far from resolved. According to Davern's recollection, after Wood and Walken had retired to their respective quarters, he and Wagner continued to drink. The atmosphere on the yacht took a dark turn when Wagner expressed his intention to check on Wood. This decision seemed to hang heavily in the air, as the unresolved emotions from earlier in the evening lingered. The combination of alcohol and heightened emotions created a charged environment, making the night feel increasingly unpredictable. Wagner's concern for Wood was palpable, but it was unclear how this would play out given the earlier confrontation. The dynamics among the group were shifting, and the night was far from over, leaving everyone on edge as they navigated the complexities of their relationships. Amidst the chaos of a tumultuous night, Davern recounted a fierce argument between Robert Wagner and Natalie Wood that was unlike any he had ever witnessed. The air was thick with screams, and the sounds of objects being thrown filled the atmosphere, creating a scene of intense conflict. Davern could sense the tension escalating, and he detected the unmistakable sound of someone tampering with the dinghy lines, as if someone was trying to loosen them. This detail added to the unsettling nature of the situation. When Wagner eventually returned, his disheveled appearance and sweaty demeanor suggested he had been involved in a physical altercation. The combination of the heated argument and Wagner's state raised questions about what had transpired during that chaotic moment. The events of that night left a lasting impression on those who witnessed it, highlighting the complexities of relationships and the potential for conflict in high-pressure situations. Despite the ominous signs, Davern, in his inebriated state, failed to grasp the gravity of the situation unfolding before him. Instead of recognizing the urgency, he continued drinking with Wagner, seemingly oblivious to the growing concern. It was only when Wagner decided to check on Wood once more that the reality of the situation began to sink in. Upon discovering Wood's absence, Wagner's concern quickly turned to alarm. The atmosphere shifted as the seriousness of the moment became apparent. Davern, now realizing the potential danger, joined in the search, and together they scoured every inch of the vessel. They searched with increasing desperation, including Walken's quarters, hoping to locate her. The tension mounted as they called out her name, their voices echoing in the stillness of the night. Each moment felt heavy with anxiety, and the urgency of their quest intensified as they moved through the darkened spaces of the boat, driven by a mix of fear and determination. The search became a frantic effort to find Wood, as both men understood that time was of the essence. The night, once filled with laughter and camaraderie, had transformed into a scene of worry and frantic searching, highlighting the stark contrast between their earlier rivalry and the pressing need to ensure everyone's safety. As the search for Natalie Wood intensified, the situation became increasingly dire. Robert Wagner and his friend, Christopher Davern, found themselves in a state of panic when they realized that Wood was missing. Their efforts to locate her proved futile, and the gravity of the situation deepened when they discovered that the dinghy was also gone. This alarming revelation prompted them to sound the alarm at 1:30 a.m., signaling the urgency of the matter. With the night closing in, and the waters around them dark and vast, Davern quickly proposed practical solutions to aid in the search. He suggested using the boat's floodlights to illuminate the surrounding water, hoping to catch a glimpse of Wood or the missing dinghy. Additionally, he recommended starting the motor to conduct a more thorough search of the area. The tension mounted as they prepared to take action, fully aware that every moment counted in their desperate search for Wood. Instead of taking the reasonable measures that could have potentially saved Natalie Wood's life, Robert Wagner's response was chillingly callous. When his friend, who was present during the tragic incident, suggested searching for Wood, Wagner dismissed these suggestions with a cold indifference. He expressed concern about alerting nearby boaters, and instead recommended that they radio for help. This reaction struck his friend as shockingly detached, especially given the urgency of the situation. The decision to not actively search for Wood in that critical moment was one that Wagner would later come to regret deeply. The gravity of the situation was evident, yet Wagner's response lacked the urgency and empathy that one would expect in such a dire circumstance. This chilling indifference has left a lasting impression on those who were involved, and has been a point of discussion in the aftermath of the tragedy. The choices made that night continue to resonate, highlighting the complexities of human behavior in moments of crisis. Wagner's response to Wood's disappearance only served to intensify the cloud of suspicion surrounding the circumstances of her drowning. Many people found his reactions puzzling and questioned the details he provided about that night. Davern's subsequent testimony shed new light on the events of that fateful night, leading to widespread doubt and skepticism about the official investigation's conclusions. His account raised questions about the timeline and actions taken after Wood went missing. In 2011, over 700 individuals, including Davern himself, expressed their dissatisfaction with how the case was handled by signing a petition demanding a re-examination. This collective action highlighted the growing concern among the public regarding the investigation's integrity. The lingering questions about what truly happened that night continue to fuel discussions and theories, leaving many to wonder if the truth has ever been fully uncovered. It was evident that many believed there was more to Wood's tragic demise than met the eye, with Wagner cast under a shadow of suspicion that refused to dissipate. The reclassification of Natalie Wood's passing as due to drowning and other undetermined factors took the investigation in a significant direction. Suddenly, it wasn't just an accidental drowning anymore. This change in designation raised even more questions about Robert Wagner's role in the tragic incident. The circumstances surrounding Wood's death on November 29, 1981, have long been a topic of speculation and intrigue. Witnesses and those close to the couple have shared conflicting accounts of the events leading up to that fateful night. As details emerged, the public's perception of Wagner shifted, with many questioning his actions and decisions during the hours before Wood's death. The renewed focus on the case and the reclassification prompted law enforcement to revisit the evidence, leading to a deeper examination of Wagner's involvement. This scrutiny has kept the story alive in the media and public discourse, ensuring that the mystery surrounding Natalie Wood's death continues to captivate and provoke discussion. Despite initially being dismissed as a suspect, Wagner found himself thrust into the spotlight as a person of interest, a status bestowed upon him by investigators in 2018, decades after the event occurred. This designation casts a long shadow over his career and public persona, one that will persist until the truth finally emerges. The investigation into the events surrounding the incident has led to renewed scrutiny of Wagner's past, raising questions about his involvement and the circumstances that led to this renewed interest. As a well-known actor, Wagner's life has been filled with both acclaim and controversy, but this particular label has complicated his legacy. The media attention surrounding the investigation has not only affected his public image, but has also impacted his personal life. Friends and colleagues have expressed concern over how this situation has overshadowed his achievements in film and television. The ongoing investigation continues to unfold, leaving many to wonder what the future holds for Wagner and how this will ultimately affect his standing in Hollywood. In the wake of Wood's passing, Wagner's personal life took another unexpected turn. Less than 3 months after her demise on Valentine's Day in 1982, Wagner embarked on a new romantic relationship with Jill St. John, who is well known for her role as a Bond girl. Their connection dates back to their time as contract players at 20th Century Fox in the 1950s. Initially, this relationship seemed like a potential rebound for Wagner, as he was still grappling with the loss of his wife. However, what began as a brief encounter evolved into a lasting partnership. Over the years, Wagner and St. John built a strong bond that outlasted all of Wagner's previous relationships. Their shared history and mutual understanding helped them navigate the complexities of their lives, leading to a deep and enduring love. This new chapter in Wagner's life marked a significant shift, showcasing his resilience and ability to find happiness again after tragedy. However, amidst the uncertainty surrounding Wood's passing, it is unclear how St. John feels about life aboard a boat, given the tragic events that unfolded on the sea. The incident from that Thanksgiving night in 1981 adds another layer of intrigue to the story. A nearby couple anchored near the Splendor reported hearing a woman's desperate cries for help. This was followed by a man's response, assuring assistance. The haunting nature of these events raises many questions. The couple's account suggests a scene filled with tension and fear, leaving those who hear it to wonder what truly happened that night. The mystery surrounding the cries and the subsequent silence has lingered for years, creating a cloud of speculation. St. John's feelings about the sea and boating may be complicated by this history. The tragic loss and the unanswered questions may weigh heavily on him, influencing his perspective on life at sea. The echoes of that night continue to resonate, leaving a lasting impact on those connected to the events. They dismiss the pleas as playful banter, unaware of the potential gravity of the situation. This raises the chilling possibility that Robert Wagner was the drunken voice that night. If he was indeed intoxicated, it begs the question of why he did not come to his wife's aid when she needed him most. The events surrounding that night have been shrouded in mystery and speculation. Witnesses reported hearing cries for help, but those cries were not taken seriously at the time. The atmosphere was one of casual revelry, and the seriousness of the situation was lost in the noise of laughter and drinks. Wagner's presence during those critical moments has been scrutinized, leading to questions about his actions and state of mind. The implications of his behavior that night linger, casting a long shadow over his legacy. The unanswered pleas echo in the minds of those who seek the truth, leaving a haunting reminder of what might have transpired in the dark waters that surrounded